Yep. It's time to talk about your bullshit again. And mine. And I say that always because we're all the same, essentially. We're all human beings, or rather, we're all beings having a human experience. And as a result of having that human experience, we're going to fuck it up at times. And there are a few things that we can do to help ourselves. And one of the things we can do to help ourselves is watch our fucking stories. And in the world that we live in now, where everyone's been belly button gazing and finding themselves, which we're about to run out of time to do that, by the way. We're about to move into a whole new 400-year cycle where there is no time for that fucking shit. You better just get used to being and being what you are. You're not going to be on your healing journey because your whole fucking life is a healing journey anyway. Clearly I'm on a rant. Your whole life is a healing journey anyway, right? So you're just going to have to get used to the fact that you're going to be healing for life and that you might as well start living now instead of waiting to be okay, to be good, to get on with it. And this is one of the most fucked stories we're living in at the moment is I'm in my healing phase. Now, I'm not discrediting the fact that sometimes we need to take some downtime. I'm a fucking projector. If I want to rest for 3 weeks and not engage in life, I'm going to do that. Am I going to then go out into the world and tell everyone about it? No. I may have certain people that I lean on or need to talk to, etc., etc. But ultimately, beware of the story being an ego pitch, right? My mother did this to me. My teacher did that to me. I'm in a healing journey. You know, I have this wound. This is what Caroline Myss, who's one of the most fucking fantastic women in the world, and medical intuitives, who wrote the book Why People Don't Heal, talks about. People don't heal because they're identifying with some ego trip that's not who they are. And it's the most clever defense mechanism, right? To put something up that's not you, that's then hard to have a go at. Well, my people know I don't give a shit. You want to tell me some story, I'm going to tell you why it's just a story. And that's not to say that, sorry, I just put this on in the middle of my rant, back to Do Not Disturb. That's not to say that the story doesn't have relevance, but there's a point where you've got to stop telling the story and you've got to stop excusing your shitty behavior, no matter where it comes from or why it might have come about, and understand that don't do that to others. Don't do that to yourself. Just stop. Just stop. And a lot of what's going on with people is, honestly, it's fear, you know. I'm thinking about some of my stories, and I always love to tell the one that's past now, and it's so past, it's kind of amazing. You know, it's kind of amazing to let go of the story, but I always love to tell that one that I used to say to myself, actually, what people generally say is all the good ones are taken. I used to say they all leave me. How fucking self-fulfilling is that, right? Like, I mean, the stupidity of saying like something like that to yourself, and then you're sitting there going, another one left me. It's like, yeah, you literally said that would. Like, you literally said that was going to happen. Oh, you know, she disrespected me. It's like, did she, or are you just looking for the disrespect? Are you just making it your reality? Oh, well, I just don't have money for that. Don't you? Do you really not have money for that? Or do you just not want it enough to put yourself on the line? I put shit, people are like, I don't have a credit card. I fucking commend you for not having a credit card because I'm always putting stuff on mine. But I get to do what I want when I want because I use a credit card. You know, and you may find other ways around that. You may be, I want to do that thing and I'm going to save for it. I recommend that method. I think that's better than mine, by the way. But I want to do that thing. I'm going to do that thing. Oh, but I don't have money. Well, but I'm going to do the thing, so I'm going to find money, right? The key to getting to where you want to go is to stop telling yourself the story of the shitty past and the trauma and the healing story and the this and the that. You want to tell a healing story for yourself that's really awesome. This is the way I recommend you go about it. Oh, yeah. You know, someone asks you, you know, who are you? Where are you at? Blah, 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 blah. Or how are you doing? And you go, I'm doing really well, actually. I've been really working on expanding myself into meeting a beautiful man, or living in more abundance, or doing more of the things I want to do, or accepting my emotionality, the highs and the lows with joy, you know, so I can be miserable and joyous about it at the same time, because there's nothing wrong with being miserable. It's part of the human experience. So you start reshaping your story to, well, I might not be there yet, but I'm working on it. And the working on it's quite fun, actually. The working on it's quite positive. So we have this shitty reality going on in our society where someone told us, and I think conned us into believing that someone else has to hold space for us. Nobody fucking owes you anything. Let me be clear. People may give you something out of the goodness of their heart, but it might not be what you wanted it to be. It might not play into your storyline, but it may be the most beautiful thing you ever receive. It may be the short, sharp slap upside the head that makes you go, ooh, maybe I shouldn't do that. All of my relationships that ended in fucking tragedy and tears and all that sort of stuff, they were so many short, sharp slaps, including you have no right to expect anything from anyone. Nobody fucking owes you, and you don't owe anyone either. I have a lot of people I talk to all week, some for free, some are paid, it depends. Some of them are my friends, some of them are my equals, we bounce off each other. Some of them get a little bit extra out of me because that's just how it is. You know, I'm here doing the work. I'm not necessarily here making money, but I've got to pay bills. And so I'm doing that too. And they don't necessarily get from me what they expect. Sorry, not sorry, you know, and I don't necessarily get from them what I expect either. One of my very good friends, we had a total argument in the middle of the year about something she did and something I disagreed with. And we had to come together and meet and understand each other and understand that this was not an act of violence. It wasn't a deliberate act of being inconsiderate. It wasn't a judgment. It wasn't saying, hey, you're a bad person for that. It was two people coming together and talking it through and going, do you just see that my perspective is really different? And that when that happened, you disrespected it. You know, oh, well, my perspective is this. Yeah, cool, I get that. But in your realm, you can make those decisions. And in my realm, I make my decisions. Oh, yeah, good point. You know, and it became a beautiful connection of friendship. And we felt super amazing after it. Not because someone was right and someone was wrong or anything like that, but because we bothered to connect and because we bothered to allow space for the other one to have their opinion, even if we didn't like it or didn't agree with it. And that's, if I can leave you with anything at the end of this, you have no right to expect anything from anyone, and that includes your partner, your child, your parent, your whatever. And if you can work with that idea over Christmas, oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really fucking interesting. So I wish you a merry holiday season, and I wish you deep reflections on this part of ourselves where we tell ourselves or we tell others a story about our wounds, our blah, 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 and we present that instead of presenting our expansion, where we want to head, you know, how we're genuinely feeling. Well, I just feel a bit off today. Why do you feel a bit off? I just feel off, actually. Doesn't need to have a fucking story attached to it, you know. Or you could take ownership for it. Well, such and such happened and I feel shitty about it. Well, why do you feel shitty about it? Well, I really wanted them to be like this. Oh, so you wanted something from someone. You know, how willing are you to really expose the truth of the story and the truth of your expectations? And if you drop those expectations, how much lighter are you going to feel and how much easier are all of your relationships going to be? Much love to you people. Have a great time. Please share stuff about this. I have so many of my own stories about where I've expected from others and totally fucked it up. This is not a judgment on anyone. This is a let's wake the fuck up together. Have a great day.